Alright, this is my buddy's motor. It's I think it's an 8.8. I'm not sure what kind, maybe Mariner. Anyway, it's so old that you actually have to crank it. I mean, this is pretty old. This is probably before my time. You literally have to wind the rope and pull on it. But I've already tested it's been sitting in the back of a 1950 something pickup truck bed for probably 4 years now. It hadn't been touched. You can see there's a lot of dirt and grit on there, and I'm gonna wait and clean it out, make sure it's gonna run first. But there is zero fire at all. So I'm gonna go in here and I'm gonna check out the points, and I'm gonna show you what to look for in a motor that has no fire. All right. First thing I gotta do is get some magnetos under here. Magnetos and points. One bolt holding on this. On boat motors, this is usually cast or steel. They're never really, rarely, I don't think they're ever aluminum actually on a boat motor, because the weight of this head spinning is what gets it going, starts it off in momentum. Like lawnmowers have aluminum heads, they're made for lighter because the actual blade is what keeps that momentum up so this thing can turn and get sparks fast enough to spark. But what I'm going to do is take this bolt off, and then I'll just walk you through this step little by little on here, and maybe hopefully I can help you out. Alright, I got my nut loosened, and boy, this is definitely primitive, the way that people used to have to work. I feel sorry for our grandparents and fathers and mothers, I guess, if they're boaters. Anyway, that's supposed to be a recoil on there that's supposed to come off. Now, get this actual head off of here, spindle. Some people pry, some people bump the top, hammer down, all mess threads up, but I'm just going to give it a good whack. Over here on the other side, it's not any stuff here like there is here, and that should come on up. Now, got that free, and I'll show you what I'm looking at. Alright, this is the coils. And what the coils do, remember that counterweight I was telling you about? You see these two little things here? This is two pistons, because there's two spark plugs, 1, 2. And what these do is they spin around, and when it goes by that, and right by that, they almost touch. They're so close. But when they go by that and that, it causes a spark, which comes through and hits these points, which is really corroded. And as this shaft, if you look down it, it's oddball shaped. You see the thickness and the shortness? And as it spins, these points do that tapping. That's where your fire comes through. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just take a sheet of paper, sandpaper, and I'm going to fold it over. And I'm going to stick between these gaps here. And I'm going to take off just a little bit of pressure. And I'm going to go up and down with it on both sides to see if I can get some of that corrosion out and get some sort of spark. Now you see my points in here? Maybe hard from that angle, but here's my little sandpaper. I just folded it over so where both sides have grit on it, and I'm gonna run it in between there. And after that, I've got some electronic contact cleaner that I'm also gonna spray right here, and that help wash off any grit that is left and all, and it won't hurt it because it's made for electronics and electrical and contacts and all that. All right, here's the contact stuff I'm putting on here. This I actually bought this because I dropped my phone in about 6 foot of water and pulled it out, let it dry out in the sun, took the battery out, let it dry out, and it worked, but then it quit dialing for some reason, so I went and bought some of this contact cleaner. Stuff's very, very highly flammable too, so you don't want to get any of this in anything flammable, and don't get it. It dries real fast too, and don't get in your eyes. Anyway, and it made my phone start working. So, all right, now there's a keyway in here. It's only one way this can go on there, and this is so old and primitive. I think to advance the timing, when you give it gas, the whole thing moves instead of just. I don't know what the reasoning was when they built this. They're just way behind on technology. Stuff these days are way more advanced. Anyway, that's on there, and now I'm gonna see if it's got the fire. All right, I just held it and pulled it. Held my hand on the spark plug, and it does have fire. So now this gas has actually been in this truck a long time too, so I don't think it's that good, but I'm not gonna put any. Actually, doesn't smell that bad, but I'm not gonna put anything expensive in there. It's kind of stale smelling. But luckily the truck, as you can tell, the grit and dirt and dust, the truck was under a tree, so it wasn't in direct sun. It's still stale gas, but it's gonna let me know if it's gonna crank or not. Alright, I'm gonna pull it a couple times to see if it's got fire. First I'm gonna prime the motor and the carburetor. Now the only difference between this motor and a lawnmower motor is usually only one piston and one spark plug on a lawnmower motor. It's just pretty much the same thing. Let's hope this thing actually hits. I gotta wrap this antique cord. Find out real quick what it's made out of. It's sitting up for all that time. You're only limited to pools where you get worn out too. I'm gonna put it to start, and it hit. So I know I got fire. Just gotta make sure the carburetor now is good. That's probably a whole other video. Of course, it would probably help if I plug in all the spark plugs. Sure, I get a front on that one. Alright, here it goes. Let's try it again. It hit with only one. That's a pretty good sign. Alright, here we go. Another pull. Oh yeah. Anyway, I'm going to tinker with it, see if I can't get it to fire up some more. Now, never run your motor dry without any water, so that's why I got it over on this dolly on the trash can with water going in it. They make a little tool that clamps on the bottom of the motor and the water hose go to it and all, but hell, I don't want to pay for anything when I got garbage cans. Anyway, fill it up, and you want it past the lower arm here on the foot, because that's where all your exhaust intake and all is, right down there. And then, anyway, I'm fixing to try to. I got a good fire out of it while it goes, so I'm gonna try to crank it. Oh, and I found the old cowling to it. It's actually a Force 9.9. Never heard of it. All right, here goes. I'm gonna try it out. See if I get a good pull out of this. And of course not. We'll do a fast rotation. Up a little bit and then I'll fix the idle, but I can't believe it works after all that time.